Hello everyone. So I wanted to do a video on demonstrating actually how I do my healing studios. I'm just closing a couple of things here. And you can tell I'm just like right now. And this is why I wanted to do this exactly in this moment, because I want you to experience it the way it's experienced. So for those of you who haven't experienced a healing studio before, this is your opportunity to have that experience. I'll explain how to sign up afterwards if you're interested in doing this in the future. But for the moment, I wanted you to have a healing studio experience. And so what that looks like is me channeling and doing some energy work around what I'm picking up universally, and sharing that information with you and suggesting, some insights or whatever might be helpful at this time based on what I'm picked up on. So I'm not intending to do this for very long, because this is a sample of that. It's not my full thing, but we'll see what happens, because spirit is boss, as I like to say. So you can listen and just watch me do my thing. You can relax and close your eyes and like totally peace out. The only thing I suggest is that you don't watch this while you are busy driving or otherwise operating something that requires your full attention, because sometimes we can get kind of like deep into the thick of things and energy work impacts us, right? So this is your opportunity to sign off if you are not interested in receiving this information. And if you're not interested in receiving energy work around what is being shared, please feel free to watch another video at another point in time. And if you are comfortable with staying and experiencing that, then I invite you to do that now. So there's nothing specific now that you need to do. You can just tune in, like I said, watch, or you can close your eyes and relax. So these always come through differently. And that's about, presence and being present and all of that. So everything that is coming through right now as a channel is very intentional, very purposeful, very specific. So even talking about preference, talking about differences, talking about how things are showing up in the world is very much part of even just you listening to me articulate this in this moment. So there's a lot of raw energy right now, a lot of wounded energy right now. There's a lot of upheaval. All we have to do is look around us and we can see it. And also, there's a lot of healing happening. There's a lot of people stepping up into these new versions of themselves and shedding the layers that aren't fulfilling them anymore. They're changing their thought patterning around how they're approaching things. They're shifting out and away from the stuff that is like heavier and darker and negative, right? So there's a lot of that blossoming unfolding. And there's also people who are very afraid of having a new thought. And this is very much part of the conditioning. This is very much part of what we are around all the time. This is very much this socialization piece we have around not being individuals in our thinking and in our experiences. And when we are in that, it's very hard for us to experience something different. But in order to experience something different, we need to do something different. So the invitation, the call to action, if you will, from the universe spirit is, will you do or try a new action in order to sample or test a different result? What are you willing to show up and do differently to see what you can experience differently? Lots of adjusting. So for those of you who are really dialed in and tuned into what I do, and I know there's several of you who will watch this that are, you will have probably just felt a spinal adjustment. You'll feel like like you're taller. Um, and so basically what's happening is there's like a lot of weight shifting. So like the weight of the world. So if you've got lots of weight on your shoulders, then you feel like you're like crouched down, hunched over, like take a breath and like open up, open up. The example they're giving me is when you get into a vehicle in the morning and your rear view mirror is at the perfect height, but then you get in your vehicle at the end of the day and you need to adjust it. It's literally because you started the day, right, tall and ready and up there ready to go. And then as the day wore on, you got heavier and more condensed and like tight. So we want to remember to clear ourselves every day and not let that condensed energy kind of like consume us and take over, which is why it's so important to stay present and aware to how we're feeling and what's going on throughout the day and stepping back from and away from the things that are heavy and weighing us down. As coming into the lower back area is some messaging around support. And so this is interesting because the lower back always represents support. It always represents um, financial support and emotional support. And what's happening right now is some people have that, but they don't know how to accept it or allow it. They're only seeing what they don't have because they think it's supposed to show up a certain kind of way. And that's the ego. That's the brainy brain doing what it does, telling you all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, your soul place, your heart space is like, no, no, you have this. Why are you not utilizing what you have? Because there's this focus on the lack of in other spaces, but you have to tune into the spaces that you do have that are nurturing, that are replenishing, that are fulfilling. So if you've got some lower back stuff going on right now, evaluate where you are rejecting receiving. Down into the legs. I'm just asking Mother Earth to come in and help us all ground and root into our truth. Keep us feeling anchored and stabilized and secure always. And then there's one more piece they want me to talk about, and that's the headache energy that is going around for some of you. The headache energy is a few things. One, lots of thinking, lots of processing, lots of analyzing, as well as when you are taking in new information. So for example, if this is your first time ever seeing me do this, you're taking this in and you're just like, whoa, what is happening right now? Right. So that your brain, you can like literally feel your head going, what is this new way of experiencing Heather? So for those of you, I can hear some of you laughing. Tell me I'm wrong. So when we connect with, see, it eased. As soon as I said that, it eased. And that's how we know we're dialed into the stuff that we need to be speaking to. Because when we can name it, we can release it. So I'm just going to bring a nice clearing energy through the top, just to pick up anything else that's hanging out in the orbit that we don't want to carry through us or around us or with us today, tomorrow, beyond, whenever you take this in. Beautiful. So for those of you who have closed your eyes, feel free to come back into your body, come back into the room, come back into eyes open experience whenever you are ready. For those of you who sat and watched, I also encourage you to take your time opening up your eyes and getting back online, and just taking a minute to breathe. If you have time to meditate, if you can just take a couple minutes to like feel your feet on the floor, feel the surface beneath where you're sitting, maybe you're laying down, and just remember, right? Like move your hands a little bit, kind of like shake out your shoulders a little bit, get those feet going again. Take a deep breath all the way in, all the way down to your toes, as I like to say. Yep. All right. I'm all ears, all eyes. If you leave me a comment, I will read it. And I look forward to how this landed for you. Did it help? Did it resonate? Pro tip, you may notice this in a week or two. So everything you heard, everything you listened to, everything you experienced, you might not like have it right now in this moment. It doesn't mean anything other than that's your timing. And we all have our own timing. So trust it. Trust it. That's all I'm going to say. See you guys again soon.